Hi there. These notes are on reflections. This is going to be your page 3, so please make sure that you are on page 3 in your note packet. At the top, let's go through a couple of things. When working with any transformation, your pre-image is your original point. So for example, x might be your coordinate point 3, 4. Your image is your new point. So your x prime would be 3, negative 4. So maybe it got reflected, translated, rotated. But any kind of transformation, the pre-image is the original, the image is the new. You notate that by having the letter, and then the new one would have the letter with the apostrophe called x prime. Reflections create a flip over a given line. Line of reflection or line of symmetry divides the figure into two parts that are reflections. The shape does not change in size or shape, but it does move to a new position on the coordinate plane. So we're going to start with this first section. We're going to graph triangle ABC, and then we're going to reflect it over the y-axis. So let's graph triangle ABC. A is at negative 3, 2, so negative 3, 1, 2, 3, up 2, 1, 2. Put your point for A. B, negative 3, 6, back 1, 2, 3, up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Label it, please. C is at 2, 2. Excuse me. 2, 2. And there's my C value. I then can connect my 3 vertices to create my triangle. All right, now we want to reflect, so flip it over the y-axis. So we need to identify the y-axis. This is my x-axis. This is my y-axis. So this will be my line of reflection. Easiest way to do it is to count how many spaces away you are from the line of reflection. 1, 2, 3. So then the other way would be 1, 2, 3. So my A prime is going to be in this location right here. B is 1, 2, 3. So then from my line of reflection, 1, 2, 3. And then my C is 1, 2 on this side. So then I have to go 2 back on this side. And there's my C prime. Then I can connect my 3 points to create my triangle. And it is okay if they overlap. That will sometimes happen. So as you can see, my pink triangle flipped over, and now it's where my blue triangle is. Now let's name our ordered pairs. So A, starting at the origin, is 1, 2, 3, up 2. So positive 3, positive 2. B, starting at the origin, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, positive 3, positive 6. C, starting at the origin, negative 2, positive 2. So there are my new ordered pairs. Now what I would like for you to do is to look at your original point, negative 3, 2, and look at your new point, positive 3, 2. Look at your original, negative 3, 6. Look at your new, positive 3, 6. My original, 2, 2. My new, negative 2, 2. So try to see if you can see a pattern going from the original to the new. And then we're going to create a rule right here. So go ahead and try this one on your own. Actually, we could do this one together. No, you guys can do this one. It says y-axis. So go ahead and try this. Pause the video, and then when you're ready, unpause the video. All right, now that you have unpaused the video, here's the answer for the second problem. So when you graph this quadrilateral, it is a trapezoid because you have two lines that are parallel and the other are not. Excuse me. You reflected over the y-axis, so everything was on the opposite side. Then when you name the new ordered pair, if you look at the relationship, it looks like it goes positive 1, 2, negative 1, 2. Positive 1, 6, negative 1, 6. 6, 1, negative 6, 1. 6, 6, negative 6, 6. So if you notice a pattern, all the x's became their opposite sign. So they were originally positives and then they became negatives. So our rule for reflecting over the y-axis is that your y stays the same and your x becomes opposite. So y stays the same, x becomes opposite sign. And then the way you can write that in notation is my original is xy. If I'm reflecting over the y-axis, it's going to become negative xy. My x becomes negative and my y stays the same. All right, next problem. You have a pre-image, which is your original, A, B, C. This time we're going to reflect over the x-axis. So up here, we reflected over the y-axis. Now we want to reflect over the x-axis, and we're going to do that down here. So let's go ahead and graph it. You might even notice that the triangle A, B, C is the same down here, A, B, C. So you should feel pretty familiar graphing this triangle. So negative 3, 2, I'm going to go a little faster. 1, 2, 3, up 2. B is negative 3, 6. And C is 2, 2. I'm going to go ahead and label those A, B, C, graph it, color it in. Again, you graphed it up top, so you should feel pretty familiar with this triangle. That's why I went a little bit faster. Now we want to go over the x-axis. So I'm going to draw my line because I know that's what I want to go over. So again, you want to make it the same distance from your line of reflection. So A is 2 away, so A prime will be 2 away. B is 6 away, so B is going to be 6 away. C is 2 away, so C prime is going to be 2 away, going the other direction. Then I'm going to go ahead and graph it. So this time, I counted the distance from the x-axis, and then I did the same going in the opposite direction. Now I'm going to label my new ordered pairs. So A prime would be negative 1, 2, 3, negative 2. So negative 3, negative 2. My B would be negative 3, negative 6. And my C would be 2, negative 2. All right, now look at the relationship here. My original was negative 2, 2, and now it's, I'm sorry, let me say that again. It was negative 3, 2, and now it's negative 3, negative 2. Here, it was negative 3, 6, and now it's negative 3, negative 6. This one was 2, 2, and now it's 2, negative 2. So hopefully you're noticing another pattern going on with this problem. Please go ahead and try this one, pause your video, and then when you're done, unpause the video so you can check your work. All right, now that you've unpaused your video, let's take a look at the answer. So this is trapezoid RTQ, or RTNQ, or RTQN. And then we reflected it over the x-axis, and then it was down in this quadrant 4. I then took my 4 points and I named them. So R was at 1, negative 2, T was at 1, negative 6, N was at 6, negative 1, and Q was at 6, negative 6. If I look back at what my original points were, 1, 2 became 1, negative 2. 1, 6 become 1, negative 6. 6, 1 became 6, negative 1. And 6, 6 became 6, negative 6. So hopefully you notice that all the y values change to their opposite sign. So the rule for this is when you're going over the x-axis, the x stays the same. And the y becomes opposite sign. And then the way you can write that is x negative y. All right, so let's flip to the next page. This time, we're going to do a double reflection. So your pre-image, A, B, C, is going to reflect over X and then Y-axis. So we're doing 2 reflections. Then you're going to practice it here. Down here, we're going to graph over Y equals X, and that's going to be a linear function. It's going to be a line on our graph. I'm going to show you how to graph that, and then we're going to reflect over that line. Then you'll practice here. So let's start back up here. Triangle A, B, C. A is negative 3, 2. So back negative 3, up 2. B is negative 3, 6. And C is positive 2, 2. It's the same triangle from the very beginning, so hopefully you feel really comfortable drawing this triangle. This time we're going to do 2 reflections. So the first reflection, I'm going to do an orange. We're going to go over the x-axis, which is this one right here. So x-axis, and I'm going to go quick because we have done this now 4 times. So this is 2 away, so this is 2 away. There's my A prime. B is 6 away, so B is 6 away here. C is 2, so C is 2. And I went ahead and labeled them A prime, B prime, C prime. I forgot my prime on this A, my bad. All right, so there's my first reflection. Then over the y-axis, the orange one, the green one became the orange, and now we're doing the orange over the y-axis. So this is our y-axis right here, and we're flipping this guy over. So now A is 3 away this way, so it's going to go 3 away this way. C is 2 away this way, so we're going to go 2 away that way. B is 3 that way, so we're going to go 3 this way. Go ahead and label it A prime, C prime, B prime. Then graph your 3 points. And there's your triangle. So green changed to orange, orange changed to blue. So we went over the x-axis, then over the y-axis. Now, using the blue, write your new points. A prime, and actually let's call this, since this is A prime, let's call this A double prime. And that's already B prime, so let's call this B double prime, and since that's already C prime, let's call that C double prime. So that way we know that they're not the same, it's the next image. We're still naming the blue, so let's put that down here. So this is going to be called, starting at the origin, 1, 2, 3, down 2. So 3, negative 2. B is 1, 2, 3, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3, negative 6. C is negative 2, negative 2. All right, let's look at the relationship and see if we can notice a pattern. So it was negative 3, positive 2, and now it's positive 3, negative 2. Negative 3, positive 6, positive 3, negative 6. Positive 2, positive 2, negative 2, negative 2. So try to see if you can come up with the rule before you do the next one. All right, go ahead and pause the video and try this one on your own, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the answer, and then we'll talk about the rule. All right, so here's the answer for this question here. So you started in quadrant 1, you flipped over the x-axis and became the pink, and then you flipped the pink over the y-axis, and then you became the orange. Your new points became -1, -2, -1, -6, -6, -1, -6, -6. Hopefully you notice that all the signs became their opposite. So if you look down here, what we can say is rules for reflecting over both the x and the y. Both x and y become opposite signs. All right, so last one together, and then you guys are going to work on your own. Rule for reflecting over the y equals x, and then you're going to reflect over that line. So here's triangle ABC, and we're going to draw this line. So we're going to graph triangle ABC over the line y equals x, and then reflect it over that line. So let's talk about something really quick, which is y equals x. The line y equals x means whatever my number is for y, that's my number for x. So if y is 0, x is 0. If y is 1, x is 1, so 1, 1. If y is 2, x is 2, so 2, 2. If y is 3, then x is 3, so 3, 3. And it's going to go on like that forever. So what we can do, based on a pattern, is we can just draw the line y equals x going through all these dots. So this is going to be our line of reflection. So go ahead and draw those dots, and then kind of connect them with like a dotted line to show that that's our line of reflection. So now we're going to graph our triangle ABC. This triangle is a little bit new. The ordered pairs are 1, 2, so over 1, up 2. 3, 4, over 1, 2, 3, up 1, 2, 3, 4. And then C is over 1, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want you to think for a minute, if you were to flip this over, how would you do it? Would you just take your paper and fold it on that line? Would you get some tracing paper, trace it, and then flip it over? Both of those ways are perfectly fine. Here's another idea that you can do if you did not have tracing paper. So I learned this, and I really think it's a neat rule. What you do is you count how far away you are from the line horizontally, and then to get your reflection, you count down vertically. And this is what I mean. And before we do that, let's label. A, B, C. So C, let's start with that one, is 1, 2, 3, 4 places away that way. So to do the reflection, we're going to count 4 down this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we can put our point for C. Let me use a different color for that. B is 1 horizontal, so then it's 1 vertical for B prime. And then my A is 1 horizontal, so it's going to be 1 vertical for my A prime. And then I can connect my 3 points. And my green triangle is a reflection. And if you look at the line like this, if you were to fold that, this would be the mirror image of that. So that's the easiest way that I found, is I count my horizontal distance, and then I go the same distance vertically that way. So the name of my new point, A prime, is 1, 2, up 1, so 2, 1. B is 1, 2, 3, 4, up 3, so 4, 3. C is over 5 and up 1. Let's look at the relationship of our new points. It was 1, 2, and now it's 2, 1. B was 3, 4, and now it's 4, 3. C was 1, 5, and now it's 5, 1. Do you notice a pattern? What kind of rule do you think we could give? So now I want you to go ahead and pause the video. Try to go ahead and do DEF. Again, over the line of reflection. Let's draw that together before you do this on your own. So again, put your points through all the ordered pairs that are identical. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and then the backwards and the negatives, and draw your line. All right. Now, graph DEF and then reflect over this line. All right, so here is the answer for this. So DEF triangle is kind of in quadrants 3 and 4. When I reflect over the y equals x line, I get D prime, E prime, F prime, and my new points are negative 2, 2, negative 3, 0, 0, 2. So hopefully you notice that negative 2 is still negative 2, negative 2. 0, negative 3 now becomes negative 3, 0, and 2, 0 now becomes 0, 2. So when reflecting over the y equals x, they just become each other. So they switch places. X and y switch. So if you're writing it, it'd be x comma y as my original. When I'm going over the line y equals x, it becomes yx. And that makes sense because if y is equal to x, then x is equal to y. So you just flip them around. All right, so our notation, this is just a nice recap of what we've done. We've actually already written it in all the places. So let's just write it again. So when I go across my x-axis, my x stays the same. My y becomes its opposite. When I go over the y-axis, my y stays the same. My x becomes its opposite. When I go over both x and y axis, they both become their opposite. And when I go over the line y equals x, they switch places because they become each other. All right, and that's all the notes for reflections. So what you're going to now do on the back is you're going to go ahead and complete this page. I will show the answer key in just a moment, but go ahead and pause your video and try it on your own. You do need to try these two. It says y-axis, x-axis. This is a double, x and y-axis. This is y equals x, the line. Then you've got some where you're not even graphing, you're just using the rule. So go ahead and pause the video, take about 10-15 minutes to try this, and then unpause the video so you can see the answer key. All right, here are the answers. So my blue triangle went to my orange triangle went to my green triangle, with my new points 3, negative 2, 3, negative 6, negative 2, negative 2. My trapezoid pink went to navy, navy went to lime green. The new points of my lime green are, oh, I'm sorry, this is the other page. Sorry about that, sorry. All right, this is the page we're looking at. This is what you just did. I apologize. So this is page 5, sorry. All right, so you're going over the y-axis. So my light blue becomes my navy blue, and my new points are 1, negative 2, 1, negative 1, negative 4, negative 3, negative 4, negative 4. All right, my orange triangle becomes my pink triangle. I'll draw that right here. So orange reflects over x-axis and is down here. So my new points are negative 5, negative 4, negative 1, negative 5, and 0, negative 3. All right, the trapezoid did a double. I only showed the last one. So this would have gone over the x-axis and been here, and then over the y-axis and would be here. I actually used the rule to go a little faster. So what I did was I just switched all my signs to their opposites for both x and y because I was doing a double reflection. So I got positive 4, 0, positive 4, negative 3, 0, negative 4, negative 1, 0. And then right here, I knew that my line of reflection is y equals x, so I drew that line. When I drew in my trapezoid, this navy one right here, I counted how many spaces it was away, and then I went the opposite in the opposite direction. And then I also made sure to check because all you had to do was switch your x and y. So my new points were negative 4, negative 3, negative 3, negative 3, negative 1, negative 1, negative 5, negative 1. Down here, you were given points and you had to try them without giving a graph, so you're using the rules you came up with. For this one, I got 3, -1. I got 6, -3, 0, 2, 4, -3, 7, 0, and -5, -5. If you notice, I also wrote the rules. I went back on my other pages so I could remember those. If you need a moment to pause the video to check your answers, you can go ahead and pause it. And please make sure that you complete these at home if you were not able to complete them in class. All right, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you later.